Hey, this is Eli Campbell. You know, Steamboat is renowned worldwide for skiing, biking, and all that our natural playground has to offer. We're fortunate, though, that the natural beauty here attracts more than just outdoor enthusiasts. From local legends to world-class acts, amazing musicians regularly play the venues in our little corner of Northwest Colorado. Join me as I explore the stories and experiences of these talented artists who bring unforgettable performances to Steamboat. This is your Steamboat Sound Check. Welcome to the Steamboat Sound Check. I am happy to be joined by Brady Parks of the National Parks. How are you doing?
I'm doing so good. Stoked to be on this with you.
Yeah, I'm excited to have you here. More excited. You're going to be playing the Strings Music Pavilion September 6th here in Steamboat. Now, you guys are from just down the road, relatively speaking, over there in Provo, Utah. Obviously, Utah being the home famously of 5 national parks, and that I'm sure played a little bit into the name of the band, playing tribute to your home state, but also a play off of your last name, Parks. Can you talk a little bit about the origin story of the band?
Yeah, for sure. Definitely nature is a huge part of our sound, and my last name being Parks, it all ties together in that way. And I actually grew up in Colorado, so I've been like an outdoors kid ever since I was little, and just love it. But yeah, when I moved to Utah, just started playing open mics and was able to meet Sydney through some mutual friends, and we started jamming together and kind of quickly vibed really well and formed the band. We had other musicians in the band for a minute, and then we had a previous violinist that was leaving, was moving out of state, and she grew up playing with Megan, who is our violinist now, and we're married and have 2 kids together. So she's stuck in the band now, and and then Cam, our drummer, he was actually drumming in a different band when we met. Our bands kind of played lots of shows together, and then our drummer was moving away, and Cam's band was breaking up, and so it was like a perfect fit. And yeah, so we've been doing it for a minute now, and it's been a lot of fun with us four.
Well, and if I'm not mistaken, when you started playing music, you were actually at BYU. You were an advertising design major. And, you know, you wanted to express yourself creatively, I suppose, in your profession. You found that in music, but does the visual arts aspect of your background play into your creativity in music, or at least the branding visually of the band?
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, studying graphic design was a lot of fun for me in school because I was able to like take that uh, knowledge, that education, and put it towards like a different creative outlet with the band. And so being able to do the branding and the album artwork and the merch designs and stuff, like it's been fun to not only be doing the music, but also have my hand in the overall brand of the band when it comes to the graphics too. So yeah, I think it all ties together in that like naturey theme and hopefully feels cohesive in that way.
And obviously, having that background helps to give more of a visual appeal to the music. But still, you guys are coming out of Provo, Utah. It's not in Nashville. It's not in Austin. Not one of these bigger cities really known for a strong music scene. Would you say that that was presenting any challenges as you were trying to emerge, or did it maybe create some more opportunities because there wasn't as much competition on every street corner to get the next gig?
Yeah, I definitely think it was the best place that we could have possibly started. Provo actually is like this crazy, amazing music scene. Is like there's 2 major colleges. There's BYU, there's Utah Valley University, and they're in the same city, and each one has like 40,000 students, and so it becomes like this melting pot of talent. And so yeah, we kind of came up right after Imagine Dragons, and they got their start in Provo, and bands like Neon Trees and stuff like that. And it was a lot of fun to kind of come up in the wake of their incredible success when everything was kind of like really buzzing in Provo. Because and yeah, there was a lot of uh, opportunities for us. There's a club in Provo called Valor Live Music Gallery that's like where anyone around here gets their start, and it's an incredible venue. And we had the opportunity to kind of grow there, to open for bigger bands, and then to start headlining. And then once we were selling velour out, that's when we kind of started touring and playing in bigger venues in Utah. And so yeah, I think for us it was the best way to naturally grow and to build as a band.
And some of those bands that you mentioned, like Imagine Dragons, they've moved on to Vegas and places like that to be based out of there. You're still in Utah, and you talked a little bit about how the natural landscapes really play into your music. You can see it with the album titles, Wildflower and Eighth Wonder, with some of your more newly released songs, Scenic Route and Wild Spirit. Talk a little bit about how those natural landscapes, especially around Utah and the Rocky Mountains here, have shaped that songwriting and creative process.
Yeah, big time. I feel like I've always been drawn to nature and especially in my songwriting, kind of finding the parallels between nature and life and love and everything we go through. And so being able to like, I don't know, feel inspired by my surroundings has played a huge part in my songwriting. And um, that's kind of like what we hope our music can inspire with others too, is to help people like I don't know, feel that inspiration to get outside. Because as a band, like something that really like when we're in our heads, when we're feeling down, anxious, anything, something that really like motivates us and helps us is when we step outside and we uh, just become, I don't know, one with our surroundings. I think there's some power in nature, and yeah, that's always played a part in my music. And I'm so grateful that we could be a band that started in Utah and having grown up in Colorado, just being surrounded by so much natural beauty. Like you have the mountains, and then you drive 4 hours, and you're in Zion National Park in the Red Rocks, and just I don't know. There's so many incredible places between them, and yeah, it's been great for us.
And Utah is one of the most naturally diverse states that you can find. It's an
Crazy.
incredible place. We're lucky, I feel like. I mean, living where we live, obviously, it's beautiful, but being so close to the red dirt deserts and the mountains of Utah is pretty special for us here in Steamboat. Now, last year marked a pretty significant milestone for the band. It was 10 years since your first public performance. This year was the 10-year anniversary of the song As We Ran, which was kind of a breakthrough for you guys. It was on the Love and the Tetons documentary, arguably still one of your most well-known, most popular songs. So, having had that kind of early success, did you feel any more pressure in the creative process? And how's that kind of molded your music that you're making now, 10 years later?
Yeah, I don't know if there's been pressure because we felt like As We Ran got success. I feel like, if anything, we just feel like this insane love of creating music, and we have definitely branched out stylistically. We kind of got our start as a really folky band, singer-songwriter kind of vibes, and then over a couple albums, we started dipping our toes into like some pop elements, and now it's like our music has kind of gone back to our folk roots again with this is really exciting for us. But I think pressure is more on ourselves of just wanting to create uh, what's what feels authentic to us. I think, and I also think it's changed a lot over the years because we started playing in front of two people, and now playing in front of bigger crowds, like that energy is something we live for. And so being able to have songs to play in a live setting that are high energy and a lot of fun, I think that's been a natural evolution over the years as we've played for more and more people too.
Now that said, you have played these big festivals, you've played these big, large stages, but the show here in Steamboat is at the Strings Music Pavilion. It's a real intimate experience. The capacity is just over 550 people. So will that change your approach going into the live show there?
No, I think something that we just love to do is put on the best show we can, no matter if it's an intimate setting or a massive festival. And honestly, sometimes those kind of smaller, more intimate shows are the ones where the energy is the highest. For whatever reason, there's just this like tight knit like love and emotion that's going on, and yeah, so fans can expect like really high energy, kind of high involvement kind of show, singing along, stomps and claps, and that I think that's what we live for, is those moments where it feels like we're all together doing that moment together. You know what I mean? So we're
Yeah.
excited.
Well, and I just had the opportunity to chat with Drew Holcomb before he played at the Strings Music Pavilion. We actually talked a little bit about his time collaborating and touring with the national parks. He had nothing but just positive things to say about you guys as a band and as people in general. So I wanted to give you a chance to kind of return the favor, talk about anything that you might have learned from Drew as you worked with him.
Oh man, Drew is such a legend. We are like so grateful to be friends with him, and it's been really fun because before we went on tour with him, his team reached out and wanted to collaborate on a song, and that was just like we felt like was the coolest, nicest thing he could do, because we were, you know, a lot smaller than him, and we were opening for him, and so to be able to do a song with him and play it together every night was like such a fun experience for us. And then to watch that song grow over time, like it was used for the NCAA tournament, like the theme song for March Madness. And we've had several opportunities since then to like, we've been playing in the same city, or when he came to Salt Lake, we'd hop on stage with him and sing the song. And it's just, yeah, he's been a great mentor and a great friend, and someone that like we really look up to his success, and his he's just an inspiration. Everything he does, he's such a hard worker, and yeah, he's incredible as a person and musician. So yeah, we love Drew
Yeah,
and the
and
gang.
as I told him, that song played a lot in my house. My son is a huge basketball fan, and so by extension, he really got into the song "Dance with Everybody," and so it was on nonstop in our house. Now, in addition to that collaboration, you've also been steadily releasing some new music this year. So I'd have to guess that that means maybe there's something new, a new album on the horizon for the national parks.
Yeah, yep. So we just announced a new album. It's called Wild Spirit. It comes out on August 23rd. And yeah, we're pretty much kicking our US tour off in Steamboat Springs. I think it's pretty much like the official start of the US run of shows. So we're like really excited about it. Yeah, lots of new music coming, and we think it's the best stuff we've ever made. So we're really excited to play it live and yeah, see what can happen.
Very cool. Brady Parks of the National Parks playing the Strings Music Pavilion September 6th. Thanks for taking some time to chat with us today, and we're excited to see you right here in town in a few weeks.
Yeah, thanks so much for having me. Can't wait to hang in a couple weeks. It's gonna be a lot of fun.